Right now, the sun is making its return this weekend, but it will be a little cooler out there. Chris is tracking your hour-by-hour planner. And the latest on the rising rivers and flood warnings across Wisconsin. We'll tell you which parts of the state are still in jeopardy of going underwater. Plus, another reason to say cheers this St. Patty's Day weekend. What local breweries top the list of best in the nation for their unique beers.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on this Saturday, March 16th. I'm Josh Bredd with meteorologist Chris Reese. And you know what? We have a quiet weekend on
That's
tap.
the first time we've said that all year.
Holy cow.
I know. Yeah, finally some sunshine out there. Temperature's a little bit colder. Let's go ahead. Well, let's go. I can't talk this morning. Let's go ahead and show you how things are shaping up for us. Temperatures right now still in the 20s for a lot of folks out there. 27 here in Madison. But look at that. Clear skies in town. And the wind is calm as well. So that's certainly the good news out there. Temperatures still in the 20s for just about everyone. Some spots are in the 30s. Platteville and Boscobel at 30. Milwaukee at 30. Kenosha at 31. Everywhere else, you are in the 20s, which is a little bit colder than we were at this time yesterday. That cold front came in, and typically one of those second days after the cold front is one of the coldest, and that would be today, but things are still going to be nice. Winds, if you are seeing any, will come out of the northwest, and they will be fairly light as we go throughout your Saturday. Any snow shower activity is farther towards the north and east, and that should all be turning off as we go through the rest of the day. High pressure is going to build in, and that's going to mean more sunshine for a lot of folks, including us here in Madison. Expect those temperatures to top out right around 39 if you were out and about this afternoon.
Some good news for all those dealing with the flooding.
Absolutely. Still a lot of flood warnings in effect as well. Those are going to go until 3:45 this afternoon, and they could be extended again. They do them in 12-hour increments, but yeah.
Oh, we deserve the quiet weather. That
Yes,
is for
we
sure.
do.
All right, Chris, thank you. 5:02 right now into the Channel 3000 Alert Center overnight. The unresponsive man found in Lake Mendota Friday has been identified. Madison police issued a statement overnight thanking the public for their help. They are not publicly naming the man right now. Emergency crews and police were called around 6 Friday morning to Lake Mendota after a bystander discovered the man floating in the water near Lake Street. He was then taken to a nearby hospital. For the third day in a row, water levels are rising across southern Wisconsin, causing flooding and massive evacuations. Governor Evers has declared a state of emergency, and now many local counties are in the wait-and-see mode. In Columbia County, the Crawfish River is steadily rising, prompting people living along the river to evacuate. Crews from the Dodge County Emergency Management Team have been helping people get from their homes to higher ground. An assisted living home near the river was cleared as well. The city administrator says it wasn't an easy call to issue the evacuations, but they did so as a preventative measure.
The water levels are at a point where if there were to be an emergency situation, our emergency vehicles couldn't get in. So with what's predicted yet or the unknown in the next couple of days, we made the call to do the evacuation so that people can just be safe.
Columbia County officials say no one has been injured during evacuations. Columbia County officials expect the Wisconsin River to reach a flood stage of 17.5 feet by Monday. That's a half a foot below last year's highest crest. The Baraboo River is also expected to reach moderate flood stage levels by Monday, about 2 feet below last year's high. County officials say they're not expecting major damage to homes or other structures, but they are monitoring water levels. Anyone living in those areas can pick up free sandbags from the Columbia County Highway Shop in Wyocena, the Department of Public Works building in Portage, or call the City of Columbus to pick them up there. Sauk County is also offering sandbags for you to assemble your own at Reedsburg High School and the West Baraboo Garage across from Festival Foods. People in DeForest are also dealing with major flood damage. Most don't have flood insurance coverage because they don't live in a floodplain. The high river levels, high temps, melting snow, and the frozen ground clogged storm sewers, creating widespread flooding for families in the area that aren't even near bodies of water.
The furnace is ruined, the water heater's ruined, the
washer, dryer, freezer.
Everything that's down there is destroyed. So we can't, our gas is shut off and our power's shut off until we get those things fixed. We got to clean up before we can do that. So I don't know, I guess we just keep moving forward.
Despite all of the flooding, though, there are no injuries to report. Some good news in Darlington this morning as the Pecatonica River is going down. The Darlington Police Department says the river crested at about 17.5 feet and has been slowly receding since then by about 3/4 of an inch per hour. The city of Darlington says state highways 81 and 23 in Darlington are now open, and so is the Main Street Bridge. As the temperatures increase, parks in our area could be closing in the coming weeks. The Dane County Parks Department is monitoring conditions as warmer weather brings out ground frost and melts snow. Both could cause damage to parklands. Officials ask anyone visiting parks to use paved pathways and roads instead of walking on the grass. They add that the ground should firm up after a few rounds of spring rain and drying winds. To stay up to speed with the latest on the weekend weather, download the all-new Channel 3000 First Alert Weather and Traffic app. It includes a 12-hour and 10-day forecast on the go, and you can find it for free in the App Store. Milwaukee authorities are asking for your help from the entire nation to find a missing 2-year-old girl after a man was arrested on suspicion of killing her mother. Chief Alfonso Morales says Darius Higgins has been providing police with information on the whereabouts of his daughter Nolani Robinson, but it has proven to be untrue. Higgins is accused of fatally shooting Sierra Robinson and wounding one of her friends Monday. Police arrested him on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Nolani's grandmother is begging for any information on her whereabouts.
Whoever has my grandbaby, if you have a heart, just take her to a safe place. I don't care if you're scared that you're not going to get in trouble.
Prosecutors have charged Higgins with first-degree intentional homicide and first-degree recklessly endangering safety. 5:07 right now, the county's top officials have shared who they plan to endorse for mayor of Madison ahead of this afternoon's mayoral forum. County Executive Joe Parisi hosted an event this week to announce his support of Satya Rhodes Conway. Here's a little of why he is supporting her over incumbent Mayor Paul Soglin.
Satya gets that we all must work together if we are to accomplish our common goals. And we have many, be it cleaner lakes, thriving kids, better transportation, or tackling poverty. There is no shortage of challenges or opportunities on which we can work together.
Meanwhile, Dane County Sheriff Dave Mahoney plans to endorse Mayor Paul Soglin in his re-election bid. In a post on the mayor's Facebook page, Sheriff Mahoney says he admires the mayor's leadership and his willingness to work collaboratively on public safety and public health officials that cross municipal boundaries. You can hear from both mayoral candidates for Madison this afternoon. They are taking part in a forum at Covenant Presbyterian Church on Seago Road starting at 4. You are encouraged to attend with questions for the candidates. 5:08 right now. St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, but there are opportunities all weekend long to get you in the Irish spirit. Starting today, you can check out the Trinity Irish Dancers at a bunch of different locations. Of course, we had to play a little snippet from when the dancers came on News 3 Now this morning at the beginning of the month. You can catch them at the Overture Center at this morning's Kids in the Rotunda. They'll also be at the Broach Irish Pub on the Square in the afternoon and the Middleton Library. Then tomorrow you can catch them in Fitchburg at the Great Dane Pub and the Public Library. To see all of the performances and times, you can go to TrinityIrishDance.com. A new list is giving Wisconsinites another reason to say cheers this holiday weekend. Several Wisconsin breweries are topping the Brewers Association list for 2018's top craft breweries in the U.S. The Milwaukee Journal Sentinel reports the list is based on sales volume of beer. Meinhaus in Monroe is the second oldest brewery in the country, ranked 15 among craft breweries and 24th among breweries. New Glarus Brewing, which only sells beer in Wisconsin, is ranked 6th among craft breweries and 25th overall. And Stevens Point Brewery ranked 22nd among craft breweries. Miller Coors ranked 2nd among breweries overall, and Anheuser-Busch in at number 1. If you're looking for a way to work off some of your St. Patty's Day Guinness or corned beef, the Shamrock Shuffle is happening later this morning. 2,500 races have already signed up this year to run or walk the 5 or 10K. The money raised benefits the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County. More than $300,000 has been raised for that organization so far. The route starts at the bottom of State Street, goes along Lake Mendota, and ends at Library Mall. We'll be live from the race in our 8 o'clock hour of News 3 Now this morning. The New Glarus boys basketball team only makes the WIAA state tournament every 87 years or so. So this is an extraordinary weekend for them. The team is 25-2 on the season and will play Lourdes Academy in the Division IV final at 12:45 this afternoon. The last time the Knights were there was back in 1932. It's safe to say the team is pumped up and ready to go.
Just to be able to go here with my teammates that I grew up with, and Coach Cisco, my dad, the assistant coach, and this community. I mean, they've been behind us since my freshman year, my first game in New Glarus. So for us to be able to do this for the town of New Glarus, it feels amazing.
New Glarus' win on Thursday was their first at Boys State basketball since 1932. You can catch highlights from this afternoon's game on our news tonight at 6 and 10. The Badgers men's basketball team is feeling good heading into their second game of the Big Ten tournament this afternoon. This will be the 10th time the Badgers have faced Michigan State in the Big Ten tournament, the most of any two teams in the conference. Wisconsin is headed to the semifinals as the 4th seed in the tourney. They're coming off a win against the Cornhuskers. The Spartans secured their spot after topping Ohio State. The Badgers haven't won the conference tournament since 2015, and that year they ended up playing for a national championship. We'll find out where the Badgers are headed in this year's NCAA tournament at 5 tomorrow night during the selection show right here on News 3 Now. Just about 5:12 right now, and we are waking up a little cooler out this morning, but a quiet weekend is expected for southern Wisconsin. Let's take a live look over the Capitol as we wake up on this Saturday, where we'll see the sunrise this morning. Some good news for all of those dealing with that flooding. Chris will have your full forecast when News 3 Now this morning continues.
One of the first weekends in a long time that I can walk out here on the weather patio and say there is no snow on the ground out here. We certainly saw a lot of melting as we've gone through the past week, but now temperatures back below freezing as high pressure takes control. That's going to be good news, though, because we still have a lot of flood warnings out there that have been extended through this afternoon. They were expected to expire at 3:45 this morning. They've been pushed through 3:45, and there's a chance to get extended beyond that as well. Those flood warnings run from essentially Lafayette County all the way towards Sheboygan, and they're going to continue for as long as we see those river levels continuing to crest and then eventually going back down below flood stage. But it's just going to take a little bit of time. In the meantime, we are tracking a little bit of flurries, mainly north and east of here. Outside of those flurries, though, you do have clear skies. So only the cloud cover is where the snow shower is. Otherwise, things are clear, and that's going to allow for a pretty good sunrise once the sun does begin to come up later on throughout the morning. In fact, here in Madison, we do have clear skies as well. The winds are calm, and that temperature is right at 27 degrees. So the wind chill also at 27, given that we don't have much of a wind out there. Temperatures elsewhere mainly in the 20s. A few spots are in the 30s as well. Milwaukee at 30, Kenosha at 31, and then you work your way towards the Mississippi River Valley. Boscobel, Prairie du Chien, and Platteville all at 30 degrees as well. Now, as we go through the rest of your Saturday, expect those temperatures to warm up into the upper 30s for those highs today. It's the second day behind the cold front, which is typically one of the coldest days. From there, we add a couple degrees each and every single day. The reason for that is because high pressure is going to be in control. It's going to be giving us a lot of sunshine, but at the same time, that high pressure is going to slide towards our south and east after a cold front pushes through. I know it's cold front, but it's not really going to change our temperatures all that much. If anything, it's that southerly wind flow that's going to allow things to really begin to warm up. So check it out. 39 degrees today for your highs. We'll cool down into the 20s again overnight tonight, but then as we head into your Sunday, temperatures will have a chance to warm up towards 40. That weak cold front will come through, bringing a chance for some flurries as we go through tomorrow afternoon. But then watch what happens as we go through the week ahead and really into the next 10 days. We're going to watch a ridge of warmth continue to build out west, and that is just going to work its way towards the upper Midwest in due time, especially as we go through the next couple of weeks. In fact, the next 6 to 10 days, the bullseye of the greatest probability of above average temperatures is right here on top of south central Wisconsin. So we have turned the corner, folks. In fact, by the time we get you towards next weekend, we could see temperatures close to 60 for a time.
All right, Chris, thank you.
Anytime.
5:18 right now, and a favorable judgment for one of America's best-known TV jurists, and Britney is coming to Broadway. Plus, there are several shows and movies for you to enjoy this weekend. Will's in next with 3 things to watch on News 3 Now this morning. Welcome back at 521 in entertainment news this morning. Britney is headed to Broadway. We're talking about Britney Spears, of course, who's calling the announcement a dream come true. 23 of her songs will be featured in an upcoming musical comedy that hits Broadway this fall. Although the singer herself will not be performing, the show called Once Upon a One More Time will feature stories about Disney characters like Cinderella and Prince Charming set to her songs. While the verdict is in, a jury of her TV peers has ruled Judge Judy should receive an Emmy for Lifetime Achievement. Longtime no-nonsense TV judge Judith Scheinlin will receive the award at the 46th Annual Daytime Emmy Awards in May. Judge Judy has presided over thousands of TV cases since her show first debuted more than 20 years ago in 1996. We're getting a first look at what Disney's latest live-action fairy tale looks like on the big screen. Will Smith is paying homage to his Fresh Prince days as the genie in the reboot of Aladdin. Disney released the film's first trailer this week. It's the story of a beloved street urchin who finds a lamp inside a genie inside. That's when he gets 3 wishes. Aladdin hits theaters Memorial Day weekend. But of course, we wouldn't make you wait until then to enjoy something good. Will Loper has 3 things to watch this weekend.
Join me, or die.
New on home video this week is Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald.
I take it you've heard the rumors. Grindelwald had a vision that he would rise to dominance over the wizarding world.
So you're asking me to help hunt him down?
Eddie Redmayne stars as Newt Scamander, who must stop the evil wizard Grindelwald with the help of his friends and animals.
The wizarding and non-wizarding worlds have been at peace for over a century. Grindelwald wants to see that peace destroyed.
Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
Yeah, some guy called over here, a doctor. He's looking for a driver.
Also new on home video is this year's Best Picture winner, Green Book.
This gentleman says that I'm not permitted to dine here. I'm afraid not.
How does he smile and shake their hands like that?
Because it takes courage to change people's hearts.
Mahershala Ali stars as Don Shirley, a world-class pianist who hires a driver and bodyguard, played by Viggo Mortensen, as the two travel in the Deep South.
Come on, get out now.
You never win with violence. You only win when you maintain your dignity.
You don't know your own people. You, Mr. Big Shot, doing concerts for rich people.
So if I'm not black enough, and if I'm not white enough, then tell me, Tony, what am I?
Green Book is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
Is there any risk of brain damage?
Well, technically speaking, the procedure is brain damage, but it's on a par with a night of heavy drinking.
Finally, this week marks the 15-year anniversary of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Look at it out here. It's all falling apart. I'm erasing you, and I'm happy. You did it to me first.
The mind-bending film stars Jim Carrey as a man who undergoes a procedure to remove all memories of his ex-girlfriend, played by Kate Winslet, but realizes he may want to keep those memories after all.
I'm just exactly where I want to be. Clem?
I want to call it off. Can you hear me? I don't want this anymore. I want to call it off.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
Why do I fall in love with every woman I see who shows me the least bit of attention?
Happy watching. Those are the 3 things you need to watch. This is Will Loper for News 3 Now this morning.
Just about 5:26 this morning, and there's more local news ahead for us. We'll tell you why things are about to get more congested on the interstate between Janesville and Madison, as the arrival of spring also means the return of construction season. Plus, our motherhood series continues with a trip halfway around the world. We'll tell you what it's like to be a mom in China on News 3 Now this morning. We are heading halfway around the world this morning to find out what it's like to be a mom in China compared to here in the U.S. Why new parents there take more than just a new baby home.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for staying with us on this Saturday, March 16th. I'm Josh Breiter. Meteorologist Chris Reese is talking some sunshine in his weekend forecast, but first let's get to what's making news this morning. For the third day in a row, water levels are rising across southern Wisconsin, causing flooding and massive evacuations. Governor Evers has declared a state of emergency, and now many local counties are in the wait-and-see mode. This is video out of Columbia County, where the Crawfish River is steadily rising, prompting evacuations this weekend. Crews from the Dodge County Emergency Management Team have been helping people get from their homes to higher ground. Several roads are closed there. Be sure to stick with Channel3000.com for a full list of road closures throughout the weekend. If you're looking for a way to work off some of your St. Patty's Day Guinness or corned beef, the Shamrock Shuffle is later this morning. You can run or walk a 5 or 10K in support of the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County. The route starts at the bottom of State Street, goes along Lake Mendota, and then ends back at Library Mall. We'll be live from the race ahead in our 8 o'clock hour of News 3 Now this morning. A new list is giving Wisconsinites another reason to say cheers this holiday weekend. Several Wisconsin breweries are topping the Brewers Association list for 2018's top craft breweries in the U.S. The Milwaukee Journal Sentinel reports the list is based on sales volume of beer. Meinhaus in Monroe is ranked 15th among craft breweries and 24th among breweries overall. New Glarus Brewing, which only sells beer in Wisconsin, is ranked 16th among craft breweries and 25th overall. Miller Coors ranked 2nd among breweries overall, and Anheuser-Busch in at number 1. Looks like it's going to be a great St. Patty's Day weekend out there. A little sunshine in the forecast.
That's right. Lots of yellow instead of green in the sky. Right now, we do have at least a few snow showers, mainly north and east of us, and the cloud cover is associated with the snow showers and the snow showers only. Outside of that, you have clear skies. So here in Madison, we do actually have a lot of sun or clear skies right now that will allow for more sunshine later on. The temperature 27 degrees, 26 as you work your way up towards the Dells, Boscobel, Platteville, and Prairie du Chien all at 30 right now. Winds are calm, so that means there's not much in the way of a wind chill either as you step out the door. But as we do plan your day ahead, expect those winds to stay fairly light, and temperatures will warm up gradually into the upper 30s by this afternoon. Still plenty of sunshine joining us all day long and really into your Sunday as well. Now, if you're headed out early this Saturday morning, here's how traffic is shaping up for you. This is the Beltline at Todd Drive. A few cars out, but no big issues. In fact, for the most part, things are all lucky green across our roadways this morning. Josh.
Thank you. More local news right now. The DOT says drivers going through Janesville are going to see a dramatic change along a 3-mile stretch of I-90 this spring. The department told the Janesville Gazette by April you can expect to see a lot of digging on the city's north side to match bridge elevations at the Highway 14 and 26 interchanges. A spokesperson told the Gazette the project will actually make it look like crews are building hills on the northbound side of the interstate. Detours and closures for the project will start up next month. 5:33 right now. We've been following CBS's World of Mothers series, exploring what it means to be a mom around the world. This morning, we're heading to China, where childcare is truly a family affair. A 2017 report found grandparents help raise children in more than 3/4 of their families. Ben Tracy takes us there.
It'll be a few years before Colin Gu can drive a real car and get around Beijing on his own. So for now, the 2.5-year-old has his parents and grandparents to steer him in the right direction. Shortly after Colin was born, Li Ping and Gu Cheng Chow moved into their son and daughter-in-law's small 2-bedroom apartment to help raise their new grandson.
90% of the family which I know have their parents-in-law together with them.
Abigail Chang has long and unpredictable hours as an executive assistant at an automobile company. Her husband, Gu Lin, is an engineer. So for most of the work week, the grandparents are in charge and cooking all the meals. Would you be able to have this kind of job if you didn't have this help from the grandparents?
No way. Yeah, I have to tell you that no way. I have to quit my job because I can only trust them. I can only trust my parents or my husband's parents. They are the only person in the whole wide world that can love my son so much.
Why were you willing to move in here and help so much? Li Ping says it's the Chinese tradition. We are still quite healthy after retirement. Being around the kid every day brings us joy. We have nothing to complain about. Historically, multi-generational living has been seen as the cultural ideal in China, with several generations living under one roof. Today, grandparents share almost half of childcare duties with mothers of 2- and 3-year-olds. It's a big part of why China has one of the highest rates of women in the workforce in the world.
It's not just about individual choices, but it's about what you do to maximize the well-being of the whole family.
University of Maryland sociology professor Fenyan Chen says that in China, parents often leave their children behind with grandparents as they move from the countryside to the major cities in search of better paying jobs.
Grandparents providing care for the grandchildren very much creates that opportunity for other members of the family, mostly the mothers, to engage in other opportunities.
Chen was herself raised by grandparents in China and later in the United States benefited from grandparents helping with her own kids.
Without a doubt, I would not have gotten tenure without the help from my parents and my parents-in-law.
In America, only about 14% of grandparents provide significant care to grandkids, but Chen says it is more common among certain communities.
Black grandmothers, the Hispanic grandparents, the Asian American grandparents oftentimes play a much more prominent role.
Chang says that even though many new parents in China expect grandparents to help out, she wanted to take a moment to make sure her mother-in-law knows how truly grateful she is. What did you say to her and what did she say to you?
I said to her that I appreciate the help a lot, and we always know that as a Chinese we don't say it aloud. She said to me that I'm also a good daughter-in-law, and yeah, yeah.
Oh, you have a great mother. Yeah, sure. Ben Tracy reporting. Looking for something to do this weekend? Well, you don't have to be Irish to get in on this holiday fun. We'll tell you how kids of all ages can get in the green and gold spirit this St. Paddy's Day. Your Weekend 608 is next on News 3 Now this morning. At 5:40, it is the weekend in the 608.
And here's a look at what's going on around the area.
Folk singer-songwriter Roseanne Cash, that's right, the daughter of Johnny Cash and her husband John Leventhal, bring their Grammy Award-winning material of their 2014 album, The River and the Thread, to the Capitol Theater stage tonight. Concertgoers should expect a soulful performance starting at 8.
And how about something for all the real Irish and the Irish wannabes? Some morning family fun. Stop by Dream Bank for a special St. Paddy's Day celebration. Bring your creative spirit because Funny Faces Entertainment will be providing face painting from 10 a.m. to 12, along with crafting and coloring for the kids. That's this morning.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. And this restaurant is taking a break from their German roots. The Essen House and their neighbors, the Comeback Inn, are going Irish this weekend with live Irish and polka music, green beer, corned beef and cabbage, Irish stew, and shepherd's pie. All Irish all weekend long to complete the theme.
Oh my gosh, sounds good. And gather around the Capitol Square tomorrow at 1:30 for the 22nd annual St. Patrick's Day Parade celebrating the Irish culture. Proceeds benefit the UW Carbone Center, Gigi's Playhouse Madison, and Logan's Heart and Smiles.
I feel like you got to start the tap dancing again there.
No.
And as always, you can pick up this copy of the Madison magazine for all of the best in the Madison area. Well, it is Saturday, but hey, the quiet weather is here finally, right?
I know, for once, for the first weekend all year. We've got some much needed sunshine on the way for your weekend. I'll lay it all out, your full forecast coming up after this.
But first, happy 3rd birthday to Colton and all the other kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 Now this morning.
Look
A few counties have been dropped from those flood warnings that we've had in place, mainly towards the south and west, but still from Madison and just southwest of Madison through the Sheboygan area, we do have more of those flood warnings. Those are going to last through the weekend. Still, though, not a lot of precipitation falling out of the sky. We've had some light snow showers, mainly north and east of us, and those are going to be staying north and east of us as we go through time. And the cloud cover is associated with the snow showers. Outside of any snow showers, there's not a lot in the way of cloud cover. Of course, we don't have that here in Madison, so we do have clear skies. The temperature 27, winds also calm right now, so that means the wind chill is what it actually feels like outside. 28 as you work your way down towards Janesville, Mineral Point at 28 as well, Lone Rock at 29. Boscobel still hanging on strong at 30 degrees right now, but as we go through the next 12 hours or so, expect about 5 to 10 degrees to get added to a lot of those temperatures. We'll top out right around 39, and then we begin to gradually get a little bit warmer each and every single day. Lots of clear skies over the high plains in the Midwest right now. That is with high pressure in control. It's going to be staying in control throughout the weekend too. So we'll have one little cold front slide on through here, but even still, that's not going to bring a lot in the way of colder temperatures. That high pressure is really going to tell the story. Some northwesterly flow might give us a little bit of cloud cover, but ultimately things are going to be predominantly dry. There are a few chances for some flurries. Let's go ahead and show you that in the hour-by-hour forecast. We'll top out around 39 today, cooling down towards 25 or so later on tonight into your Sunday morning. Again, sunshine throughout most of that, but into Sunday afternoon, we'll see a push of cloud cover coming in. That could lead to some isolated showers and flurries around here. Again, that's not going to be a big deal at all. Just the cloud cover is kind of going to be a downer compared to that sunshine that we have seen, but everyone is going to get excited for this one. Watch the upper air pattern in time. This big rise in the jet stream over the west, we call that a ridge. That allows for warming temperatures to really take over across much of the country. We're going to be seeing those warmer temperatures develop, especially as we go into the week ahead and towards the end of the week. Watch this ridge of warmth work its way towards the upper Midwest. With that in mind, check this out. We have a very high probability with the bullseye right on south central Wisconsin of above average temperatures as we go through the next 6 to 10 days. And I think a lot of folks are certainly going to welcome those above average temperatures after what was such a cold winter around here. Temperatures going into the 50s by the weekend. Here's the deal. I was looking over some model data, of course. Why not? That is my job. But I'm seeing signs of perhaps upper 60s by next weekend. So that 10-day forecast might need some extreme tweaking.
Oh boy.
We'll watch it.
I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Time for My Morning, and David Link sent us this picture of a morning sunrise. There it is right there, a beautiful shot. I think this was a couple days ago when the snow was still on the ground, but hey, pretty shot there. We've loved those sunrise pictures. What does your morning look like? Take a picture, post it to our social media using the hashtag MyNews3Morning. It is 5:48. We've got more local news ahead for us in our 8 o'clock hour when we head out to the starting line of this year's Shamrock Shuffle. But first, it's not where you start, but where you end up. How a once homeless man made it to the big time when News 3 Now This Morning returns. Welcome back at 5:52, and we have proof this morning that it's not where you start, but where you end up.
Here's DeMarco Morgan.
Tuba player Richard White knows just how to make his deep-pitched brass instrument growl. But very few know the story behind how the Baltimore native made it to the big stage.
Some nights, unfortunately, I couldn't find my mom. So I would go in abandoned houses or find a piece of cardboard and sleep under trees.
At the age of 3, White was homeless, living on the streets of inner-city Baltimore. His mother, an alcoholic, struggled to keep a roof over their heads. This fountain was a lifeline.
And you would get water, you would also bathe here.
This is where I washed up, man. Yeah.
So it's still tough for you?
It's very real. Sorry.
Then, a miracle.
And I was found right down here.
Found alone in a doorway during a snowstorm. He was later adopted by Vivian and Richard McLean, who gave him more than just a home. They gave him a passion for music. He loved it so much that he applied for the Baltimore School for the Arts, run by Chris Ford.
He comes in, he had a broken hip at the time, so he's got crutches. He's got this plastic sousaphone wrapped around him.
I said, I'm here to audition. He said, oh, really? Auditions were yesterday. And I said, but I'm here now.
Something came through that was really compelling about him, that was well worth taking a chance.
White, who couldn't even read music at the time, persevered. He became the first African-American to earn a doctorate in music and tuba performance and has performed for audiences all over the world. His life story has now been made into a documentary film called Raw Tuba, after his initials, Richard A. White. He continues to perform and teach at the University of New Mexico.
What would you say is the moment you said, okay, you know what, I am somebody?
The thing I'm most proud about is that every day I get to go to work and give back and make a difference in a kid's life. Because that's what happened to me.
It doesn't get more raw than that. DeMarco Morgan, CBS News, Baltimore.
I love stories like that.
I know, and it doesn't get more raw than that. That was awesome.
That was good.
Powerful stuff there. Plenty of sunshine as we go through the weekend, at least for today. There is some cloud cover that'll come in for your Sunday, along with a slight chance of some flurries, but still, things are going to be fairly nice for us. Temperatures this afternoon around 38, 40s throughout tomorrow, and the week ahead, 50s and perhaps 60s. By the time we get you towards next weekend, there is a chance of thunderstorms by the time we get you towards next Saturday. So that's going to be something that we will have to watch for. I do have a temperature of 47 on Monday, but I'm already thinking about tweaking that. I've been looking at some of the modeling, and things could be a lot warmer for us by the time we get there. And here's Diesel in Sun Prairie. If you are out walking your cute little pooch, by the time we get you towards this afternoon, temperatures will be in the upper 30s.
All right, stay with us. We'll have much more local news coming up at 8 o'clock.